Hi, Piano Explorers. It's Angela again. Here we are at segment number 3, and this will go over what you worked on last week and start looking at our new lesson for next week, okay? So here we go. We worked on page 30 for our new lesson and 31, and it was on the treble clef with the G clef and the 5 lines and 4 spaces, the treble staff. Okay, does everybody remember that? So can you find for me on the piano your G clef G? Remember, it's the right, first G to the right of the center. There's the G, okay? So on your lesson page 30, they gave you, starting with your right hand 5, a G, going down to an F, to an E, to a D. All those notes went down. So you go to the left on the piano when the notes are going down. And then you went back up to E, F, and G. And remember, when the notes are going up, you go to the right on the piano. So I'm going to play that for you, and then I'm going to have you play it for me. My right hand 5 is going to get ready. That's my little finger. On the G. My elbow is out from my waist, and my eyes are on my music. I'm going to count 4 beats at a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, because my time signature is 4/4. And I see that I have a dynamic sign of MF. So I'm going to go down from the G, G, F, E, D, E, F, G for 2, G, F, E, D, C for 4 beats, and wait. Great, okay. Now let's look at page 31. Page 31, a happy song, started in the same position as page 30. So it started on the G, and it went down just like page 30 to F, to E, to D, to E, F, G. Gee, that sounds familiar. That looks just like page 30. And then F, E, D, E, F. Okay, it was a little different for the next 2 measures on the other page. And then if you notice here, G, F, E, D, E, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C. Okay, so remember, we're going to clap and count when we have a new lesson, say the letter names, think the direction of the notes. Are the notes going up or down or staying the same? Okay, so I'm going to play this for you, and then I'll wait for you to play it once. Get your 5th finger ready. On the G, the first G to the right of the center, and I'm going down. G, F, E, D, E, F, G for 2 beats. F, E, D, E, F for 4 beats. G, F, E, D, E, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C for 4 beats, and come up on 1. I'm going to go back and do that one more time before I have you do it, and I'm going to count it as I play. Make sure you're counting as you play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Did you notice I played it a little bit louder than the other page? Because this one is F, forte. All right? Great. Now, the other part you had for a lesson this week was, for review, is your recital book. So can you get your recital book, please? And open it to page 12. So page 12 we had, here it is, the G clef on the 5 lines and 4 spaces. all of it being called the treble staff. Okay, and again, we start on the first G to the right of the center of the keyboard, and that's your G clef line. Okay, there's my G again. Starting with your fifth finger, is your hand position round? Is your elbow away from your waist? Are your eyes on your music? And we're starting on G, counting 1, 2, 3, 4 in our brain while we say the letter names out loud. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, 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 F, E, D, C, C, D, D, E, F, G, 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 F, E, D, C, D, E, D, C for 4 beats, and. Okay, now did you notice that some of these notes are repeated notes? So when the note is staying on the same line or the same space, we call those notes repeated. Look at all those G's that are repeated. Okay, then it goes down to a C, and then C is repeated, and then D is repeated, and then it goes back up. Let's look at the second line. Gee, that looks familiar. That looks just like this measure. And then how about this one? Does that look like this measure? It certainly does. And then this is different because this C here was repeated, but this C goes up to the D and then up to the E and back to the D. So these two measures are different, and this one is certainly different from that. So when we look at the music and we see the parts that are the same and the parts that are different, we're looking at what the form of the music is. Okay, that's one of the elements we have in music. So let's try playing and counting this time. Ready? Can you play it with me? Put your right hand 5 on the G above middle C. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Good. And did you remember to play it MF, moderately loud? Moderately loud, remember, means medium soft. You know, when you're practicing your lesson, you can always go back and try a different dynamic. Try playing it P, and then try playing it F, and see how the music sounds different each time you change the dynamic. All right, so now let's look in our theory book and see how you did in your theory book. So you should be up to page 18 in your theory book, and this week's lesson was how to draw a G clef. Did you have a hard time doing that? These are really tricky. It takes a long time and a lot of practice to get really good at drawing a G clef. So when I see you again face to face, I'm going to look at all of your theory pages and see how you did. So here, the first one, you traced your G clefs, and then the second one, you drew your own. And then here are the answers for the bottom for number 4. G, F, E, D, C, D, E, F, G. Okay? So I hope you did your theory. If you didn't, you have plenty of time to practice and catch up. All right? So we should be all the way up, completed to page 18 in our theory books. And this week, you will be assigned page 19. Okay, I'll see you in the last segment in a few minutes.